President Trump is accusing former FBI Director Christopher Wray of inappropriate behavior, saying he would think the Justice Department is investigating him. This comment, of course, comes just days after a grand jury indicted another former FBI Director, James Comey. CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen is joining me now from Washington to talk more about this. All right, Jake, so what's behind these accusations for Christopher Wray? And just remind our audience who it was that nominated Christopher Wray to become director of the FBI.
Wray was brought in after James Comey was fired by the president. President Trump appointed Wray to this position. And then Wray, as we've covered here at CBS, left his post before President Trump took office again earlier this year. Wray has been the subject of controversy because President Trump did not like the way that his FBI, Wray's FBI, operated in terms of investigating President Trump and his allies. That secret, that's been an open secret here in Washington, D.C., Vlad. But at the same time, one of those days, and one of those kind of flashpoints was January 6th, which Wray oversaw, obviously, the investigation and prosecutions of from the FBI's perspective. After a right-wing commentator put into the ether online over the weekend a report that was taken out of context, which alleged wrongly that over 270 FBI agents were actually at the Capitol on January 6th. President Trump and other right-wing media picked up on this, and President Trump signaled out Wray in a number of social media posts on Truth Social over the weekend. You can see them on your screen here, pointing to, and wrongly, again, we should say, that there were FBI agents in the crowd. This is part of the Trump administration's attempt to rewrite what happened on January 6, 2021, when in march of and a crowd of armed Trump supporters went to the Capitol to try to overturn those election results. We've seen even Kash Patel, the current FBI director, push back against what President Trump was saying. These FBI agents were obviously launched after the attacks had already happened at the Capitol to A, do part crowd control, and B, help clean up and start to do parts of that investigation. But yet, after we saw what happened last week with former FBI Director James Comey, President Trump signaling that the Department of Justice should investigate Christopher Wray for something. What exactly that is, Vlad, is not exactly clear.
All right, so let me ask you then, Jake, what is the latest on the Comey indictment?
Well, we saw late Friday, Vlad, a magistrate judge, according to a transcript that came out from Thursday evening, cast doubt on kind of the chaos that we've been covering here at CBS News in that Virginia prosecutor's office where this indictment was brought down. There were a number of paperwork errors. This judge was skeptical of Lindsey Halligan, the Trump-appointed prosecutor who was brought into this case to deliver President Trump that indictment against James Comey. The judge saying she had never seen anything like this before and that she was kind of concerned why the grand jury was kept so late, in addition to why there were just obvious paperwork errors, in addition to, obviously, the Department of Justice was not able to secure an indictment on all three of the counts they had tried to bring, which is very rare in federal prosecution cases. Comey has not yet, obviously, made a court appearance. That will happen October 9th.
All right, Jake Rosen reporting from Washington for us. Jake, thank you.